This is 100% true. I don't care if nobody believes me because I have two witnesses, my mom and the woman who literally shit on my kitchen floor. I'm F23 now, but this happened when I was in the 4th grade. For context, paranormal stuff wasn't exactly new to me. Before this happened, I'd already had a bunch of experiences from when I lived at my grandma's house. I had an imaginary friend, except I don't actually remember having one. My cousins do. They tell me stories about how I used to make them play games with this friend and how it terrified them. But I seriously have no memory of it. I also remember my dolls moving their heads, seeing shadows, and one especially weird incident where my dead grandpa's favorite song started playing on our laptop, with his ashes sitting on the shelf directly above it. As a child, this genuinely freaked me out, faced with tears of joy. We then moved to this apartment, leaving my grandma's house. My mom was a single mom, so it was now just the two of us. We lived on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex. The apartment directly underneath us sat empty the entire time we lived there, which probably doesn't mean anything, but as a kid it always creeped me out. I never really hated that apartment, but it definitely creeped me out a little. I was mainly only scared to be in my room. At night I would see these white floating blobs drifting across my ceiling. I know how that sounds. I'm just telling you what I saw. I was so scared that I regularly would run out of my room and slept with my mom. Then one night my mom got fed up with me stealing half the bed and went to go sleep in mine. That's when SHE saw the white blobs floating around my ceiling. After that, she contacted a woman that my aunt knew. Some spiritual healer, medium, energy reader, whatever you want to call her. I genuinely have no clue what or who she was, lol. And mind you, before she ever came over, the woman told my mom not to tell her anything about what I had experienced. She wanted to walk in blind. Now here's the part that sticks with me most. A few weeks before this woman came over, I was having a sleepover with my friends. Let's call them Jack and Jill for privacy purposes, who were twins. I was really only friends with Jill, but Jack always had to come with because they weren't allowed to go anywhere without each other. Unamused face. The three of us were sleeping on my bedroom floor. Our heads were against the wall, with us facing my room. Jill was in the middle. Jack was closest to the door. I was closest to the wall with the window. I woke up in the middle of the night and opened my eyes. Standing in my doorway was a woman. Not a shadow. No, not sleep paralysis. A woman. She looked Hispanic or possibly Native American. She was wearing clothes that looked almost like pilgrim clothing. The thing I remember most is that she was making direct eye contact with me. She slowly walked from my bedroom doorway all the way across my room towards the window, just staring at me. I remember being completely frozen. After watching her walk across my room, I squeezed my eyes shut, opened them again, and she was gone. Fast forward to the day the spiritual woman came over. She's walking through the apartment, going through the entire apartment, saging everywhere, talking about energy, doing her thing. Eventually, we all end up sitting on the kitchen floor. Just me, my mom, and this woman. We're sitting there talking when suddenly the room starts smelling absolutely horrific. Like literally just out of nowhere. And then this woman suddenly jumps up. She's literally clutching her butt. And sitting on my kitchen floor is a puddle of liquid shit. I wish I was making this up. This grown woman had just shit directly onto my kitchen floor. She immediately takes off running to my bathroom while my pole mom is cleaning up human diarrhea from the kitchen floor. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there as a 10-year-old trying to understand how our night just somehow turned into this. A few minutes later, the woman comes out of the bathroom looking completely panicked. And she says, "I saw it." According to her, while she was in the bathroom, she saw the entity that had been attached to me. I honestly don't remember everything she said after that because I was still stuck on the fact that she had literally shit on our kitchen floor. But I do remember one thing clearly. She told my mom that there was also a large cat protecting me, a black panther. My mom immediately knew and said somewhere along the lines of "that makes sense." I've always prayed for a black panther to watch over and protect her. There was absolutely no way this woman had any way of knowing that. To this day, I don't know what happened in that apartment. I don't know who I saw in my bedroom. I don't know what the woman saw in the bathroom. I don't know why my mom and I both saw strange white floating blobs in my room. What I do know is that I'm now 23 years old. I have a black panther tattooed on my arm that I got when I was 17, and I've never once regretted it. Maybe it sounds ridiculous. Maybe it is ridiculous. But whenever life gets hard, or even if I need a good laugh, I still think about this moment. Because what the hell was that? Faced with tears of joy, seriously. What the fuck? And now I have this Black Panther tattoo, and by the way, it looks absolutely amazing and the artist nailed it with all the details. And I have random people always ask me why I got this tattoo, because it's not like it's hidden. It's right there on my arm. And I have to go, oh well, it's a long story, but basically it's my spiritual guardian because nobody is going to believe the entire story behind its skull.